Well, let's go live now to Philadelphia. Our reporter Jessica Masurier is standing by. Jessica, first of all, why is this win such a big deal for Democrats?
Well, because it could help the Democrats keep their majority in the Senate. They flipped the Senate seat here in Pennsylvania, so it's really a big victory for them here. But it's too early to say whether or not they will actually manage to keep that majority in the Senate. We'll have to wait for the other results as they are still coming in. Fetterman won comfortably over Dr. Oz. He won by over 2 points. So it's really hard for the Republicans to contest the results. I'm standing outside the vote counting centre, and it does seem that things went much more smoothly than expected. There was a lot of money poured in to speeding up the vote count, because you'll remember that back in 2020 in the presidential election, it took 4 days to get results here in Pennsylvania, and that led to accusations of vote rigging, in particular from the Republican side. This was also one of the nastiest, most hard-fought races between Fetterman and Dr. Oz, and one of the most expensive races. So Pennsylvanians are relieved that it has come to an end, and they are also, for those who supported Democrats, relieved because they feel that one of their own will be representing them in the Senate.
And Jessica, tell us a bit about Fetterman himself, because he's got quite a story, hasn't he? He won this race despite having a stroke just 5 months ago.
Indeed, he brings new meaning to that phrase, you get knocked down and you get up again. He had a stroke back in May, and then he sort of wasn't very present on the campaign trail as he was recovering. And then he came back on the scene and did a debate with Dr. Oz, in which it was really hard for him to speak. You could hear that he was struggling, he was jumbling his words, and that led to criticism from both sides, really, in some ways, that he might not be fit to be in the Senate. But he's proved those people wrong by managing to win this campaign despite those setbacks, and we've almost watched his recovery on the campaign trail, which has been quite fascinating. One Fetterman supporter after this victory told me that he was awfully pleased to see a man who'd suffered a stroke beat an arrogant heart surgeon doctor who criticised him for his efforts to recover and his struggles to keep sentences together as he was on stage. So really, there's a sense of vindication here amongst the Democrats. Fetterman has really cast himself as a working class hero here. He's the former mayor of this gritty steel town of Braddock, and he's largely credited with helping bring new life to that community. He's really somebody who's very well known here, and he's also a very imposing man. He's 6'8", bald. He goes around wearing hoodies. He's really seen here as a man of the people, and as he declared his victory last night, he did say that his victory was for every small town person that ever felt left behind, every job ever lost, every factory closed, every person who has worked really hard but just can't seem to get ahead. So he's also been appealing to those alienated white working class voters in this state.
Jessica Masurier there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks very much.